everyone, and welcome to the show, Lovely Lincke Inspirations. And today I want to just quickly talk about marriage and the journey that marriage really is. And what do I mean by that? If you ever think of a journey, when you go on a journey, it takes a while, right? It's not a quick trip. It's not always fun when you're on the journey. It's exciting and you have great anticipation for your journey. You willingly. So we're talking about journeys that we willingly go on, and that is like marriage. We willingly take this on. We willingly say we want to get married. We willingly go on this journey knowing that it's going to take a while, knowing that there's parts of the journey that we are not fully equipped for, that we are not even aware of what's going to happen. It's the unknown, but we take it. And so that's why I compare marriage to a journey, because when I think of a journey and when I hear people talk of going on journeys and the transformation it brings into them when they start to reflect, I think that's how a marriage is, and how a person finish a journey, if they finish it, totally depends on how they walk on that journey, right? That they don't give up while they're on the journey when something complicated comes up that they didn't expect on the journey, or they didn't know how to maneuver on the journey. It's the same with our marriages. We go in it with great anticipation. We know there are so many unknowns, but in the beginning we believe that we can handle it, and that when we're in it and something comes up that's hard to handle, sometimes, some people feel like, I want to give up. I don't want to do this. This is way harder than I expected it to be. But marriage, you're in it for the long run. We say for better or worse. We say those words. We say for better or for worse. And so that means when the worst comes, what do? We have to stand there. We have to be there. We have to walk through that. We have to run through that with our partner, with our spouse, not run away from them and leave them in it. We've got to be there with them. So I think if we consider that marriage is a journey for the long run, and it's a continuous journey that we continue to learn on, and we may have trips on that journey that we take, but we still have to go back on the path of that journey and continue that journey of marriage. It doesn't end. We take trips to go on vacation. We may have detours. Things may happen on that journey, that happens in marriages. Various different things happen in marriages that puts the marriage at a halt. But it's then our decision to decide if that journey continues, for better or for worse, right? Matthew 19:6 says, "What God has joined together, let no man put asunder." And I think I've mentioned this before on one of my YouTube videos, when I said oftentimes we think that the no man is another man, it's someone outside of our marriage, but sometimes that man is you. It's you in your marriage, the husband or the wife, you. You have to make sure that you are not the man or woman that's going to put your marriage asunder, in jeopardy. As much energy as you put in to ensure that outsiders don't get in, you have to make sure that your flesh doesn't rise up within your marriage to destroy it. That's so important. Because yes, there are times when there's people on the outside that tries to come in, but most of the time it's something that one of us does in the marriage that causes the problem. So let us self-reflect and determine, am I the woman or am I the man that God said what he has joined together, let no one, no man, or no woman put asunder, including me that stood there at that altar or wherever you got married, in that courthouse, in that park, and said, I do. You have to make that commitment to self, that even if that man and woman is you, what are you going to do to ensure that nothing happens? You always have God and you can always go to him. And we have to go to God. Those of us who are of faith, we have to always go to God to help us. And so I want to encourage you to remember that it's a journey. And on a journey, like any journey in the physical, it takes time. It's learning. It's reflecting. It has detours. The journey isn't always smooth sailing. It's not a fairy tale. And therefore, we can't give up when we come to that detour, whatever that detour is, because your detour and my detour in our marriages are totally different. But whatever it is that you and your spouse decide that you're going to stick it out. And remember, for better or for worse, when those detours come, remember, for better or for worse, and stay on your journey. There are so many beautiful stories. And when I say beautiful, because, marriage, I also describe it as a beautiful journey, and marriage is a beautiful thing. We hear that all the time, but I think we get deceived by the word beautiful. But beauty takes time. If you think of a caterpillar that goes into a cocoon to become this beautiful butterfly, you watch that caterpillar eat the leaves, right? And you watch the cocoon form. And that caterpillar has to stay in that cocoon for the amount of time it needs to be in the cocoon. Because if it tries to come out before its time, it's not going to survive. And it's the same thing with our marriages. It's like we're in a cocoon, we're learning, we're growing, we're understanding each other in it. And we can't bust out and think that we know everything. That's why wise counsel from other couples is very essential. Not any couple. From couples that are showing you the fruit of their marriage. Stay in your cocoon for as long as you need to, because the thing is, there's different types of butterflies. So you may think, man, that couple over there, they bust out of their cocoon and they're this and they're that and they're this and they're that. But you're a different type of butterfly. So you need to stay in your cocoon for the time that you need to stay in it. And when it's your time to flourish, to burst out, and there's going to be various periods that we have to go in cocoons in our marriages, and that is being in prayer, that is getting wise counsel. In our cocoon is being quiet, wise when we want to talk. That's husbands giving our wives the extra ear when she needs it. I think everything that God has created is for us to use in our lives if we reflect on it. And like going back to the beautiful marriages that we see and we hear all these beautiful stories. And I appreciate the marriages that go through and seldom have issues, but the marriages that you hear about and they have gone through different things, they have gone through separation and they come back together, they have been sicknesses and they stick together, and there have been so many other things that happen in their marriage, but they manage to stay together. That's such a testament of what marriage is. And so, yes, we don't want to go in marriages and say, I want the struggle. But that is life, and it comes with challenges and circumstances. And we have to stick that out, because we did say for better or for worse. And I'm repeating that because we need to remember it. And it's so hard to remember the worst part when you're in the worst, because we're like, yeah, when I said worse, I didn't mean this. This is way worse than anything I could have imagined. But we have to stay in the cocoon when we need to and stay on that journey. And be transparent. Be transparent to yourself in your marriage. Be transparent to your partner. And be transparent with others. And when you're going through a situation, you have to know the trusted people, the trusted couples, the trusted pastor, your trusted advisor to go to during the struggle. But once you are over it, share it with other couples, share it with other people, because there are people who are in that same situation that you were in years ago or months ago, and hearing your story will help them to know that they can make it through as well. I don't advise to share it with everyone when you're going through it, because everyone may not know the right thing to say or do when you're in it and you're in a fragile state. So you have to keep it confidential and with the people that you know are going to uplift you and bring you to a place of restoration. But when you get there, share that. Be transparent with others, because people are always on the outside looking in and thinking, man, they are doing so great. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my marriage? The very same thing that you went through. But if you share it, you will give them that hope to continue on their journey, to stay in their cocoon a little longer. Marriage is a journey, and we are on the journey together as married couples. And so we really need to help build, support, and celebrate each other. Thank you. Let me know what you compare marriage to, what term, what word, what phrase you compare marriage to, and why. And remember to share, like, put a comment below, and subscribe. And please check out my lovely linkkeinspirations.com. That's the website for my blog, and I just put out a recent blog with an interview with a couple that has been married for 24 years, and they share just a snippet of their marriage. So go on over and check that out at lovelylinkkeinspirations.com.